Good day, everyone. Today we're going to talk about visual arts in counseling. This report is composed of information with regards to the background of the visual arts in counseling, the benefits of the visual arts, factors to consider, tools and techniques used in incorporating visual arts in counseling, counseling with special population, and counseling with other creative arts. So let us start. So what is visual arts? The visual arts are art forms that are created primarily visual in nature. These are the arts that meets the eye and evoke emotion through an expression of skill and imagination, such as ceramics, drawing, painting, sculpture, printmaking, design crafts, photography, video, filmmaking, and architecture, among others. Art has been used throughout history as a means of communication, self-expression, group interaction, diagnosis, and conflict resolution. The pioneers in integrating visual arts in counseling are Margaret Numberg, Hannah Kwiatkowska, Florence King, Edith Kramer, and Eleanor Ullman. These 5 professionals are the one who made significant contribution towards the development of the use of visual arts in 1940s. In 1942, a British artist named Adrian Hill, who discovered the helpful benefits of painting and drawing while recovering from tuberculosis. So let's talk about Margaret Numberg. So Margaret Numberg, often described as the mother of the art therapy, established the Walden School in her home city of New York in 1951. She is widely viewed as a primary founder of the American art therapy movement. Hannah Kwiatkowski is another major contributor of the integration of visual arts in counseling. So she was born in Poland and educated through Eastern Europe. A talented sculptor and artist, Kwiatkowski eventually moved to the United States and began working with the National Institute of Mental Health, where she bridged the gap between her passion and her profession by introducing art into a therapy session she conducted with families. Another pioneer of integrating visual arts in counseling is Florence King. She was a progressive art educator who worked to release the inner artist in each child through the use of creative therapeutic techniques. She began teaching art at the Walden School in 1920s, where she was asked by her sister Margaret Numberg. And at the end of her career, she was the art director at the Counseling Center for Gifted Children at New York University, where she helped to select students for entry into the school by judging their portfolios. 4th pioneer of the integration of visual arts in counseling is Edith Kramer. Edith Kramer was world-renowned as a pioneer in the field of art therapy. She believed that art as a therapy, in contrast to Numberg, art in therapy. Kramer came up with an important method of the programming called the art therapy's third-hand intervention. This concept called for the versatility of the art therapist. The third hand can be summed up as an art therapist's ability to facilitate a person's artistic process, such as strategically helping the individual mix paint for the desired color or intervening at a critical moment during art making. The last one is Eleanor Ullman. Eleanor Ullman taught in the art therapy program in 1971 and to 1988 and was an honorary life member of the American Art Therapy Association. She also founded the Bulletin of Art Therapy in 1961, now is called the American Journal of Art Therapy since 1970. When there when no other publication of its kind existed. She also published the first book of collated essays on art therapy. Ullmann is also credited with the precise writing the essay Art Therapy, Problems and Definition. So those are the pioneers in integrating visual arts to the counseling process. So let's talk about the benefits of the visual arts in therapy. So visual arts can tap the unconscious and help individuals express their covert conflicts. This is an example of the child before, and this picture is an example of a child before the art therapy showing the left side, and after the therapy the right side. So visual arts symbolize feelings in a unique and tangible and powerful way. Visual arts can inspire also and help people become more connected with the transcendent and growth sides of their personality. So many art tasks, especially those with children, are usually perceived as non-threatening and engage clients from the very first session to help identify goals. So visual arts can easily be combined with other creative arts such as movement and creative writing and imagery. Can help boost self-esteem, improve motor skills, and communication at times. So when creating art, it helps us in relaxation and meditation. It eases the difficulty of health condition, and it increases brain connectivity, restore focus and concentration, as well as improve the quality of life for some dementia patients. While viewing art can decrease all stress levels, increase empathy, and evoke emotion of love, and make strong critical thinking skills, and relief from mental exhaustion. So those are the benefits of visual arts in counseling process. So what are the factors we need to consider when we are to integrate visual arts in the counseling process? So first, we need to consider the availability of the quality materials to help the clients feel relaxed and creative. There should always be also an adequate space and quiet session room for the venue so that the client will not be disturbed. Client should have freedom of movement and encouragement and plenty of time during this session. So this will challenge the counselor to be patient during this process. So it may take several sessions before the client actually enjoy the process and find it beneficial. So those are the factors we need to consider. So here are some tools and techniques used when integrating visual arts in the counseling process. So most who use visual arts in counseling have received special training. They use the art in counseling process, focus on strategies and tools used by the client such as relationship, spacing, lighting and shadows, proportion and edges, and the total picture in order to properly assess and interpret the underlying issues and root of that the client has. So first tools and techniques that is used is the published picture. So one of the most common tools that is used in incorporating visual art in a counseling process is published pictures. By doing this, the counselor is making the most of what artwork is available. So published picture can arouse minimal anxiety. It provides excellent basis for familiarizing the client with ways of understanding and communicating, as well as it can be used for all ages. The next tools that is used is body outline drawings. So this technique is carried out by making the client lie spread out in a canvas or in the floor, aka spread eagle, and drawn an outline of their body. After the outline drawing is completed, the client can decorate it however they wish. So this sometimes reveal aspects of their lives that are troublesome, and this is usually best used with children. Another tool used in visual arts is the serial drawings. When we say serial drawings, so it contains portrayals and sketches of any object that is drawn by the client multiple times over multiple sessions after the counselor initially requests the client to draw the same picture again and again. So, for example, it could be tree or animal or a scene that they have experienced in their lives. So, the idea behind this is that through these drawings, client will represent themselves and their problems symbolically. So, a positive self-concept can emerge when the session involves positive talk and to complement the visual element of the drawing. So, this requires patient and intuitive timing as to what or when to say or do. So, that is serial drawing. Next is visual journaling. Visual journaling are art diaries containing both image and words. So, the content may be a rough draft that later be finalized to artwork. And just like diaries, this is meant to document day-to-day experience and emotion. So, one example of visual journaling is altered books. So, when we say altered books, this is a visual journal that involves taking an actual book and changing them in a variety of ways, whether by drawing, by painting, by overwriting, and even destroying pages as an artistic form of self-expression. So another tool used in a counseling process involving visual arts is clay. So clay is seldom used in a visual counseling because of its weight and messiness, but it has a good advantages. So clay can help the client express themselves in a concrete and focused way. It can also promote cooperation between clients and counselor. So clay is considered a safe medium for many clients in first sessions because they do not have to look at the counselor while working with clay. So clay is one of the best medium to gain cooperation from the clients. So clay can be used to regress or gain insight by manipulating, squeezing, and pounding it. Because it is so malleable and under the client's control, it can make the client feel empowered. So clay also can reduce anxiety, lower self-defense mechanism, and serve as an object into which feelings can be projected. Next is photography. So the basic techniques used in photography is when photos are taken by the clients, photos taken of the client, and photos taken of the client by the clients. So self-portraits and biographical pictures which may or may not include the client or group of friends or family. So photography is a way to capture and express feelings and ideas in visual and symbolic way across the lifespan. So photography helps improve understanding as well as perception of clients. And it can be as simple as asking them to take photos of something or someone or someplace that holds meaning to them, or even family photos to open up conversation of memories. There are two types of photography in counseling process. First is the active photography, where it involves photos taken by the client to represent a feeling and feeling the client has, and photos that the client thinks represent themselves. Next is the passive photography, where it involves a client either making a scrapbook or mounting on a poster board that has already been taken. So these are the tools and techniques used by the counselor in integrating visual arts in the counseling process. The next part of the video, we are going to talk about the visual arts in the counseling process with special populations. Today, we have discussed the background of the counseling visual arts in counseling, some benefits, factors to consider, and tools and techniques. So, see you in the next meeting. God bless you.